TVET is endorsing numeracy and literacy. So this presentation is based on making math understandable for TVET. Our presenter today, Ms. Giorenn O'Brien. She is a senior teacher and a mathematics chair at the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute. She's a certified mathematics specialist, and presently she is a final year student graduate pursuing her master's degree in career and technical education. So I present to you Mrs. O'Brien.
Oh, give me a round of applause, please. I want you to do something, and I'm going to give you about 10 seconds to do it. I want you to find two persons, tell them your name, and say it's time to dance. And let's do the math. You got 10 seconds to find two persons, say your name to them, and tell them it's time to dance.
It's time to dance.
Okay, three people. You gotta remember the person's name. Come on, say it.
It's time to dance.
But I get your name. Rhonda, you gotta say your name. Marlon, it's time to dance. Good, so you can dance right up a little. Get comfortable. Come a little closer. I'm going to jump into that, and I know how we go with PowerPoint. I was sitting on the bed this morning, and a beautiful scenario comes to me. A dance. There's some things that need to be in place before you dance. The environment, you have me. The lighting, the music, the DJ. Talk to me. The mood, the sound system. Yes, and all of those things must come in play, and then once the mood kicks in, something else kicks in. The zone. You get into a zone after all of that, when the floor gets crowded, yeah? And then you hear the 60s music and the 70s, a quick mix. You know, sometimes they have a mix. But you can't be too long on the 60s because some people in there in the 70s, and then some people in the 80s and some people in the 90s. So if you spend too much time on the 60s, you can miss the people in the 80s and in the 90s. So the art of DJing is what? The mix. It's a beautiful mix once you have the tools, but you gotta have the tools. Because you have a weak sound system, and you miss. Yeah? If you have a weak environment where, okay, and here even ain't kind of right, this, like I'm not feeling the mood, then that means it messes up the dance. So everything has to be in place, and then the DJ, who is not the focus, true? Mm-hmm. He is not the focus, that is the person that must pull it all together. Mm-hmm. And when he pulls it all together, what does he do? Is that true? You want the music, and you want the music to roll and to flow, and then you get the crowd hot, and then they go, woo, yes! And you feel the vibe. The more the DJ talks, they interfere with the zone. You ever been someplace where the DJ interfere with the zone? Like, hush, man, just let the music play so I can just get in my zone. So how do I pull that all in together? Pull that all in together because any of your teachers, instructors here? Yes. Listen, for decades, the teachers have been the center. You stand in front here, just like what I'm doing right now. And all the students sit. You do an assessment, yes, and you realize that you have some people from the 50s, from the 60s, in the 70s, from the 80s, in the dance floor, but in your classroom, that's the same varying abilities. How do you now, in 50 minutes, or in about maybe an hour and a half, maximum double class, how do you now get all of those dancing? Nobody sleeping, nobody on the cell phone, Nobody in the back disrupting the class. How do you get all them dancing? You know what? The teacher cannot do it without some effective tools. You have to engage everybody. No longer is it effective to offer equality. What does equality mean? Help me. You can help me. Equality is what? You realize we have equality in this room right now. All you're in the same type chair. Don't care how tall you are. Don't care how long your legs are. Don't care how short your legs are. You're all sitting in the same chair. Which means for some of you it's uncomfortable.
That's right.
For some of you it's uncomfortable. For some of you it's perfect.
Yeah.
So what do we do? But guess what? That's what we've been. So I've come to present to you with something. Come with a product that I just need you to dance with. You dance with that will allow the kids to dance with me. Alright? And so they've introduced to me making math understandable for TVET students using technology and case for Alex. Say it. Say Alex.
Alex.
Say it again.
Alex.
Say it one more time.
Alex.
Alex. Alex. Say it to the person next to you. Make sure you got it right. Say I for Alex. This is the camera. I for Alex. Say I for Alex. So what is Alex? Assessment. Help me. Repeat after me. Assessment. And learning. In knowledge. Space. Good. So it's an acronym. It's an acronym for assessment and learning in knowledge space. Okay? Got it? Look over your shoulder and see if the person next to you has it, and then we go. Okay, so I'm from BTVI, Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute. Yay! The only one in the Bahamas, and the struggle is real. For numeracy across the Bahamas, as well as in the Caribbean, the struggle is real. I have Mrs. Apple wave your hand. Okay. He's all the way from the Bahamas with me, and I thought just in case that I get, okay. Clicky click. My click off.
You go on ready? Big screen.
Okay, so in the Bahamas, we have, okay, beautiful. Go back. That's the next one. Okay. All right. So we're working? Or so my distance is, I need to coordinate some stuff here. Okay, watch me then. Okay. So what's the goal? We have an ultimate goal, and we've talked about it before. The agenda is quick. It looks like a lot there, but it's not a lot because I pretty much gave you the scenario already. You're already in the zone. All right? So we're going to look at the promise, the product, the process, the progress, and the plan forward. Crap, right? Okay, there we go. I gotta kind of, okay, let's see. All right, so what's our passion, what's our promise? It's math success for all. It's everybody needs basic math. Repeat after me, everybody needs basic math. Is that true? Listen, it's the gateway for careers. At my school, in my country, BGCSE, you need 5, including what? Math and English. If you're going to foreign to college, SAT is math and English. If you're going to ACT, the other one sometimes they use, what do you need? Math and English. You don't need calculus, but you need fundamental basic math. And the challenge is our kids are falling apart with fundamental math. One of the reasons our mission is to replace the one size fits all. To give you some different chairs, yeah? So you can get comfortable. We want a bridge. We want math to be a bridge and not a barrier. That's the goal. To remove the barriers and to liberate students and teachers. Notice I say students and teachers. Free. Say free, liberation, free. Okay, so the ultimate goal is fundamental math strong enough to pursue any career. Key, say to me, strong enough. Keyword, strong enough. Because they come with a little, but it ain't strong enough to help them to get to this, to help them to graduate and pursue the careers that they're interested in. The construction persons, and they come to BTVI, and this is a thought. Oh, I'm going to a technical school, so I don't need math. Do you have that thing? I don't need math. So just take me into carpentry, just take me into I don't need math. And they come with that mentality. And this is some of the statistics that we have at campus. Okay. So as we looked for a program to help us at BTVI, we were guided with principles. And one of the things our theme talks about, the TVET principles, they talk about what? Principles. Because whatever program or whatever you decide to use should be grounded in principles. Yes? And so the NCTM, the National Council for Teachers of Mathematics, they have these 6 components that represent high quality math programs. They talk about equity. They talk about curriculum, teaching, learning, assessment, and technology. And so what is Alex? What is Alex?
Assessment and learning and knowledge.
Beautiful. So that's the product that we found. And why did we use Alex? Because it's grounded in research. It's grounded in research. It started back all the way in 1983. 1980 was the cognitive discussions that they have about how do you learn math? How do you get students to understand it? McGraw-Hill, Alex, is one of those pillars of education. We use their textbooks all the time. We grew up on McGraw-Hill. We grew up on McGraw-Hill. And they partnered, they actually took the partnership was in 1999, and then they actually connected and purchased the Alex software and became the distributors of it. So it's grounded in research, it's grounded in the credibility of the McGraw-Hill product. Some of the components, adaptive. Adaptive online system. 2 things, online and adaptive. Adaptive. What do I mean by adaptive? Adaptive means it doesn't matter where you're at. The system will adapt so that it can design an individual learning path for you. So in a class of 40, I've been a teacher for over 25 years. I taught all levels up to university level. And the gaps that exist, if you don't have an adaptive program, you are actually, the task is almost impossible. Because we have some master teachers, but the task is almost impossible in 1 year to get every student in your class of 40 to the level that they should be at. There is improvement, and you see it, but the mastery is almost impossible for that one teacher. So it's the adaptive system, it's a rigorous curriculum that aligns itself to what you're doing. When I found Alex in 2016, I'd say fate brought it to me. Because I was pursuing I wanted the specialist math certification. It's just gone. And then what I said was, Lord, I need something to help my kids, because it started to become a burden for me to see them struggle at the basics, to see them come to the university, to the institute, and watch them drop. because they can't do basic math. And so when they brought Alex to me, I began to dance. You know, I started with a dance because I dance. You don't have to teach the way we teach anymore. Okay. Adaptive, solid curriculum, individualized learning, detailed reports. This is what makes you dance. Somebody, we know about neurons, yeah? You know what does neurons do? Neurons don't function well by themselves. Actually, they don't do anything by themselves. They have to do what? Connect. And I call it the neuron dance. And so when they connect, the more they connect, the harder the dance floor gets. And the harder it gets, the more engaged and the easier it is for you to get in this one. So Alex is the first program that actually embeds the knowledge-based theory. What the knowledge-based theory is, all this thing I have up here, it just means all of this here is possibilities. This here, in the blue, is what the students know. On the outside is what the students need to know. So what the system does is the system connects. The system always gives the students what they need to know, but they loop it to something that they already know. But that's what teachers do. What do we call it? We move from concrete to abstract. Because if you start with abstract, there's nothing to connect it to. So just how the teacher, so Alex is actually going to help me push. It's like a human tutor. Except that it's online and you have access 24/7. And the students get dance without you. Did we think that's possible? Because we teachers think that they can't dance without us. Only me think that sometimes, not all of you. Okay. So what's the paradigm? It's an Alex educational paradigm. Is this true? It's been equality forever. Everybody gets the same size, the same teacher, the same instructions, the same questions, the same homework. You help me. The same time to turn in the same day, to write the same, even though I don't do well in written tests, it don't make no difference because I'm not going to create a different assessment because that's all it is. An assessment, it's gotta be written and everybody has to write it. Why can't I do an oral assessment? Why? You're only testing what? What I know. So why are we stuck on just having it written? Everybody needs to sit in a class with a desk, with a clock, and an invigilator, and here we go. That's equality, and we've been doing it for decades. Yes? But what are we moving to? Equity. This man don't need no star. He already over the gates. He don't give it to the little one who can't see. You understand what I'm saying? And then look at this one here. Did you even notice he's up there? This is the privilege, the real privilege, the real private independent schools. They like, come on, bro, why you need to go 1, 2, 3, 4 up? One would be enough, right? Because he'll be over everybody and over the... But that's the reality. So what am I talking about right now? I'm talking about a program that does what? I just do a little liberation move for you, just like free, just like I'm free. You know, I'm free. You know what it is? You know what it is to be free? Let me tell you. At BTVR, let me tell you, all of my teachers have not gotten the revelation. A couple of us got it. And guess what? You no longer have to write exams, mark exams, record exams, use textbooks. Oh shucks, what are you talking about? That's not possible. have to guess the deficiencies of different students, because the reports that Alex generates tells you exactly what the student got wrong, where he's at, and where they need your help. So where you come in is, you only step up when you need me. You only call me if you need me. So your 2 examples for 1 hour. No necessary. Good. Liberation, I like it. I just gonna pop there and then I can move fast. Yeah, not just for you as teachers. I talk to you as parents. I talk to you as parents, as aunts, as uncles, as nephews. You have nephews, nieces who struggling with math. They need basic mathematics in order to get into any career that they wish. Because if they want to do digital, what do you need? You cannot get into the college because you have to do developmental, because that's what you need. So whether you're a teacher who you could directly impact the class, or you have some cousin, family, it's something that you want to share. Yep, okay. Running, is that a reality? They're trying to get there. They're trying to get here. When they leave high school, they're right there. And you know where they are in here? I'm going to show you some statistics at the end of this, both in the Caribbean and in the Bahamas, where we understand that they're falling in here. The Jamaican Observer report talks about CXC becoming a concern for the Minister of Education. Why? Because we're failing, and the children failing, and every year the failure rate gets a little worse than the year before. And so if we don't do something quickly, as we fail in the Caribbean, you know what's happening in Singapore? Help me. They're going this way. And I'm going to show you something surprising, that the countries are already ahead of us on Alex. Yeah. Which means if we don't move quickly, we are already behind, and they're already using tools to advance them. So, okay. I'm not going to say it, you tell me, you say it. Okay, give me all my time. All right. So, 75% of the students we have needed remediation. The skills gap we talk about, the inconsistency between homework and tests. They do a homework, they do something in class, and you're like, my God, I just give that to you. How you get that wrong? It was just yesterday that we went over that. The inconsistency, the lack of confidence, the lack of motivation. Prior to Alex at BTVI, there was a 63%, There was a 63% pass rate in the department. We brought in Alex and it went up to 89%. The 75% is just the beginning of 2019. We are already at 75%. Which means by the end of the year, that where we're going, we should be able to kind of snatch a couple more out of that struggle, that rut. Yeah? It's the same thing with the improvement as it relates to the hours. When we started in 2017, the students went on for about 14 hours average. Because everybody was like, what is this new thing? This more work. What else do you want to bring in here? Yeah, this extra. And then in 2018, they realized that it was transforming lives. In 2019, the first half, the first semester, we're now, the average student is spending 27 hours on Alex. Because it's working. And they're seeing it. I'm going to show you. Okay. Can you see that? I'm going to just highlight a couple things here. And I intentionally put this here because I want you to see something, because this is how Alex works. Alex has what we call an initial knowledge check. And please forgive me if I keep referring to the teachers in here. I know all of you are not teachers, yes? But it has an initial knowledge check. That is what happens when you enter a new class. Because whoever is instructing needs to know what? Where you are. Because in order to direct you to where you need to go, it means I need to know where you're at. So look here. There's one thing that's common. Every single student that took the initial test improved, without exception. Every single one. Now, the level or how much you improve is directly related to what? The amount of time that you spend. But isn't that normal? Okay, I would like what they call a beach body. I worked on a beach body for summer. But now I only doing I go on the machine every other week. What's the likelihood? 0. Ain't nothing to move. Ain't nothing to move by August if there is 0 every other week that I go on the machine. But my consistency will reflect in my appearance. It's the same thing here. So here we have, I want to do 2. There was the 5% person, and we look at him and, wow, this person, did you actually get 5% on an initial assessment? Yes, because that's real. And over here though, 9 topics in the initial test, but this person, 13 hours, and this is over a 7-week period. 7 weeks, but they improved by 15%. Let's go to somebody to the top here. Here we go, 46%. This is F. 46 is what? F. 81 is what? B. In 7 weeks, you move from an F to a B. Come down here. Here's some Fs. 47 is an F. You move from an F to a C. You move from 16, go to student 7. Wow. Student 7 did an initial test of 16%. And at the end of 7 weeks, I'm talking a year, this is 7 weeks in the semester. But okay, 5 minutes, wrap it up. Okay. So in 16, from 16 to 98, that's from a solid F. We call solid F. Some F's ain't fully solid, right? That's from a solid F to a solid A. Why? Without a teacher. There was no instructions in the classroom. This is a method we call emporium. You know what that means? We have all the students in the lab on the computer, 4 hours a week, 2 periods. 2 double periods, Monday and Wednesday, or Tuesday and Thursday, in the lab, with the instructor moving from student to student as needed. So if the gifted child gets stuck, the instructor says, where are you? Here I come. If the other child is stuck, where are you? Here I come. So the instructor now becomes a facilitator. So the burden of carrying these things disappears. You're now a facilitator. So you can sit at your desk. Are you good? Good? Everybody good? Or you can go to I'm going to go straight to this document. 5 minutes. That's what we said. They're getting to the same goal. Sorry. They're getting to the same goal, but what? Some taking 9 hours. Some taking 13 hours. Some getting there right away, but it doesn't matter. Keyword here. Help me. Read that together for me, please. To the top. The route to mastery, not the race to mastery. Touch somebody and tell them that, please. Touch somebody else. Touch somebody else. Tell them it ain't the race to mastery. That's what we're killing our kids with. It ain't the race. It's the most efficient route to mastery. And Alex decides that with its artificial intelligence, it depicts that and it says, you know what? Guess what? You don't know, so let me take you back to what you need to know. And I'm going to only give you what you are ready to know. I still have 5 minutes. Don't lift it up. So with artificial intelligence, customization of a rich and rigorous curriculum. It is based in competency assessment. Help me with that. Say it. Competency assessment. When you have finished and Alex gives you a certificate, because it gives you a certificate at the end of the program, you would have mastered that course. And it's research based. Remember we talked about the things that makes that quality product? This is what Dr. Weber talked about. Listen, people, the baby born in, oh gosh. Oh gosh. Okay. The baby, I can say it bad. I can say bad English because I teach math. The baby born in, touch screen. Listen, people, they cannot turn on the calculators we use in class. They don't know how to turn on the calculators because everything is touch screen, but we taking them into books. It ain't going to happen. And Dr. Weber said it to us today. People, wake up. It's 26 hours, it's Facebook. They sleep with it on their chest. When it go book, they answer. So you stand in front of the class with a textbook, I guarantee you, after 10 seconds, ain't nobody in your run. Ain't nobody on your run. I give you maximum 10 minutes. And the brilliant ones paying attention. The rest of the class, we have finally gotten a product where we can actually bring liberty to the teacher, liberty to the students, and equality and equity for everybody. God, they get you smiling. All right. And the market said go. So that's how you customize. I'm gonna run now. This is the final. This is the final. I'm gonna run. So this is how your content looks. Now I know I pressed that power just now. They're just telling me it's time to go. Okay. This here is where all you need to do is tick. Listen to me, people. You tick your syllabus. You go through it and you tick. You tick what you want and what you don't want, you leave. So when they finish, when I finish ticking, then this is what I get. Do you remember I told you about the reports? That's the reports. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. So, there's your reports.
Yeah. Point into the computer.
Okay, that's probably what it is. Okay, because I know it ain't me. I know it ain't me. So, but I'm gonna show you something. Okay. You see this? If you can see from there, you see what's happening here? It means they are giving a timing. I can go on this and tell exactly. I can tell you what my students did, how long my student was on the system, what did they learn, what they got wrong. You see this one over here? I gotta use a pointer, don't go off, please. Okay, you see where the X is the red? That means the student got that wrong. You see all these greens? It means they're the question they got right. And if we were in real time, if I click that, they will show you exactly what they did to get it wrong. Jesus. Do you know Finland moved from rags to riches? Do you know how come? They have 2 sweet teachers in the classroom. But we got better than them. They only got 2. We got 40 with Alex. That means Alex is a tutor for every single person in the class. Which means we can catch up. Yes. Which means we have hope. Because you don't have to. 1 minute, that 1 minute been going for a while. Here we go. It's a 90% correction rate. That's the success rate. 90%. That's the certificate that they get. Go on, here we go. Fundamental, this is the cycle. This is the okay, that's my minute. Okay, I got you, go on. That's the cycle they go through. They learn, they assess, but that's what you do. You teach and you test. You teach, you test. You teach, you test. It's the same thing. Good, go on. Remember I told you you're all over the world? Except in the Caribbean. Except in the Caribbean. Listen, it in Europe, it in Mexico, it in Latin America, it in Canada, it in Asia, it in the Middle East, it in Africa, in India, in Australia. But there's only about a couple in the Bahamas. Not the Bahamas, and only a couple in the region. So, how can you implement it? Like I did the Emporium, you could use it as a core, as a supplement, as a special ed response to intervention, college, career readiness, after school, summer program, blended thing. Go, 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 go. Help me run this. Benefits for everybody. For the stakeholder, it's cheap. Listen to me, it's affordable. And trust me when I tell you that. For the students, they no longer have the intimidation and the embarrassment of raising their hand in class if they don't have a question. They can sit in the privacy of their home 24/7 at 2 a.m. and do one question 10 times until they get it right. No teacher looking at them, no student laughing at them, nothing. Yeah? So for the, I can tell you all the things for the teacher, and let the church say. And here I go. I'm done. I'm gone. Just here we go. We know about PISA. 62% of students in the region do not have basic math. Basic means high school. Basic means junior and senior. The LAC, the Latin American and Caribbean region, according to OECD, ranks at the bottom in math. The Caribbean education system, the OECD says, is not helping the low achievers. Yusuf says the secondary CS had 5 subjects, like we talked about the 5 subjects that you need to get into anywhere. 37% only got 5 with math and English with C and above, which means a hell of a lot of them can't enter nowhere. Yo, you feeling me? They can't go nowhere. So what's gonna happen? They can't even come to the technical school to get a skill because you need basic math to start with. And in the Bahamas, I told you, this 67%, that was at BTVI. Our actual BGCSE, national exam result, is 23%. 23% of the people got 5 BGCSE with math and English. High region. High region. I come here because I need us to put, the students need to start dancing again. Their neurons need to connect. We need to get out of the way, move out of the equality kind of concept thing that we've been in for a little while, and move into equity. At home, what's our plan moving forward? I want to be free. Free, help me sing. Free to know the things I do. Free. Y'all never close books all day. Y'all don't know what good teachers in there. You have a stack of books that you carry home tomorrow. On the bed, your husband and wife. Listen, leave your stuff to school. No more. Okay. And I'm ending here. Alex, repeat after me. Alex. Anywhere. For anyone. Anytime. Help me, Alex. Anywhere. For anyone. Okay. What's the next piece? Anytime. So help me sing it. Alex. Anywhere. Finish. Alright, let's read this piece and then you can sing the next week. Alex for everyone. Alex for everyone, everywhere, anytime. Now let me tell you why I said everyone. It does all of math. It goes to college algebra, it does physics, it does chemistry, it does accounting, it has some business components. Which means, I tell you, every single person with Miss Sabo at BTVI campus on Alex. Yeah. Everyone, including the pre-calculus. Including the pre-calculus class. You know why? If Alex says that you're going to learn 2 topics per hour, there is no way in the classroom I can teach 40 students 2 topics an hour. possible. 2 topics average per hour, which means you could set them free. And so, Alex, let's read this one because you don't get that one I was trying to say just now. Alex, for everyone.
Everywhere. Anytime.
Okay, so I'm going to rest the clip it out because I finished because you got to sing it for me. Okay, let's just talk it. Tell 2 people. So say 2 people. Tell 2 people because they ain't got your name. They missed your name, but they know who they sitting next to. Tell them your name and say Alex for everyone, everywhere, anytime, or everything. Yes. Now, let me tell you this, and we're done. It is. Do you have a smartphone? Yeah. Type in aleks.com right there, right now. And let me tell you, there's a free trial. There's a free trial for students. There's a free trial for the instructor. Go home and try it. And if you don't like it, I ask you to find an alternative. Because do you know why everybody in TVI is using it? There is no current alternative. Is that true? So if you're going to say I'm not going to use it, that's perfectly good. Give your students an alternative. Don't let you be the only person in your class, the only person that provides all the resources wrapped up in you. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Miss Alex. I have Alex on my car. Ask that.
Yeah.
I have Alex on the back windshield. I have Alex on the 2 sides. I'm Miss Alex. I'm known in Bahamas as Miss Alex, but my real name is Mrs. O'Brien. It's been a pleasure. Thank you. It's lunchtime, but if you want to ask me a question, you can certainly feel free to ask me a question.
We have some rules before we ask the question.
Oh.
All persons that want to ask a question, you first have to identify yourself and what institution you come from. Alright? So that it can make it easier for me to record what you all are asking and what is being said. Alright? So I'm excited about Alex too.
Okay.
So, any questions? The floor is open.
Thank you.
Diane Conway. I am from the Cayman Islands.
Okay.
Workforce Opportunities and Residency Cayman. I'm the manager for National Training and Development.
Beautiful.
So I am dealing mainly with adult learners.
Okay.
My question is, how adaptable would it be for them? Is there a pre-assessment and the recognition of the certification?
Okay. Beautiful. Number 1, there is a pre-assessment, which is what we call it, the initial assessment test. Remember we looked at that chart that showed 5%, and then we looked a little further and we saw the end, which means at the beginning, there was 5% performance. At the end of the 7 weeks, there was a 15% improvement. So to answer question 1, yes, there is an initial assessment and a end assessment after the period that you had. The next thing with adult learners, just like Dr. Weber said, adult learners scared. The older they are, the more afraid that if they touch the button, everything coming off the screen. And they've worked too hard to touch the button to lose all of the data that they have collected. I have had, and let me say to you, at BTVI, when I started in 2017, I was sold because I've been teaching math, like I said, for 25 years. And so I wish they had it when I started a long time ago, because I would have been Miss Alex a long time ago. But there were some adult learners who actually protested. They were like, listen, I have a husband, I have children, I have work. There is no way I could put this Alex into my work because it just does not fit. I said, you know what? I really understand you and I have a deep appreciation. But the one thing I'm going to ask you to do is to try it. That's my requirement. If you try this and you commit, because we typically do The lab is about 2 to 3 hours a week. If we do the Emporium, it's 4 hours. If we do it as a what we call lecture and lab, then that means you go into the classroom for a double, and then you go to the lab for the other double. So we have several options. We have it blended, or we have it full, right? The teachers that we have it blended with is those more mature teachers who don't want to let go the fact that I'm in charge of my class. So you're taking away my class from me. So that's it. But the adult learners, trust me, you have to bait them. And let me tell you with Alex baits them. Because as they succeed, Alex is like, come on, you can do it. Good job. I've had students who said to me, and adult students who said to me, it's addictive. When I'm supposed to be doing English, I'm doing math. Because it helps to reinforce what is it they did in class, because there's a direct alignment with what you do in class and what you do in Alex. So it becomes the homework, it becomes the quiz, it designs your quiz with a click of a button, and it marks it, and it sends you the results, and it sends the students back. And the final point on that is, we did online end of term exam, and the students, when they were finished, they saw their grade instantly. So no longer do they now have to wait a week for the teacher to collect, mark, review. They came running to the office. Mr. Brian, I get an A. Yes! There's an immediate gratification when you finish your final exam that you know what the result is right there. Sorry, I think I've answered those 3 questions.
Certification.
The certification with Alex. Now, at BTVI, the certificate is not a certification, because certification means that you could take that and you could certification, that's what it means. But the certificate is what we use at BTVI, and we've added value to it, because we have a ceremony. We have we seal it with the BTVI seal, and we actually have the president sign it. So we make a big deal out of it. And let me tell you this, and I always say this to persons who challenge me. They said, listen, we go to conferences, and how many of them you sit down and nothing happens? But you get a what? Certificate. What do you do with the certificate? Put it on your resume. Did you do anything? Just checking, just asking. Did you do anything? Just checking. But did you do anything? No. You just went to the conference. Did you attend all the sessions? No. Did you like some of them? No. But do you get a certificate? Yes. Where do you put it? On my resume. So I say to the students, they don't get certificates because they attended Alex. They got certificates because they achieved it based on the effort that they put in there. And so we've made a big deal out of it. Great. Welcome. No more questions?
Is this recognized worldwide?
Yes.
Nationally?
Yes. Kent State, as a matter of fact, if you go to YouTube. Kent State is using it, and there's another aspect of it that I didn't do here because it didn't do with basic. It's called PPL, which is a placement. So if you have students entering college that don't have the requisite, Alex has a PPL, which means it allows them to take the test. It has a 6-month period where they can actually work on their own and come back and take the test again. Kent State, Seminole, Texas, California, Florida. If you Google Alex and just press product and just press what it is, the whole thing is right there for you to explore. And I could, obviously, it's so massive. There's no way I could have gotten into all of it. I just needed to kind of give you a teaser of what it is. But aleks.com. McGraw-Hill. Yes.
Beverly Lawrence from her. I'm just concerned, though, this is for everyone, everywhere, anytime. But our students here are prepared for CXC.
Mm-hmm.
How would Alex fit into that curriculum?
Okay, beautiful question. There's some fundamental things that all students do in grade 7 across the world almost. Whole numbers, fractions, decimals, kind of like fundamental. They may go a little deeper, And if you remembered when I started to do the curriculum alignment, you remember when I said customize it? There were some boxes I had ticked. And there were some boxes I had empty, which means for my students, the other boxes were not relevant. But at your university or your college or high school, yours may be relevant. And so you would not necessarily tick my boxes, but you will tick the other boxes. So what I'm saying then is there are thousands of topics and objectives, literally thousands. And there is almost a 90% chance that you would get at least 80 to 90% of the things that you're looking for within the curriculum. There may be a topic that you may not have, but the value of Alex and allowing the students to become independent learners, self-paced, is enough for you to allow them to explore the 80% or the 90% of the topics in your curriculum.
David, you have final question. That's a privilege you have. Final question.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to comment on the passion in which you would have made the presentation. It's not really a question, but the concern with the unsatisfactory performance of our CSEC as it relates to maths. I am now wondering why is it that this has not been properly promoted and at least been integrated within our education system. Because I mean, every year, ever so often, we complain about the poor performance, and this is an opportunity to allow our students to work independently in order to improve their mathematics grades. And so I think as the lady with the charge of Alex, the Miss Alex, you have the authority to go and at least get it done.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Miss Alex. A thoroughly enjoyable presentation. I'm sure she'll be available for interaction after the session.